Are we on?
We're on,
Are we
baby.
on?
Oh,
Hey,
baby, we're
ooh,
on.
the cameras are different this time. They're a little bit different. How do they look this time, Aristotle?
How do they look, Aristotle?
Real good.
How do you look,
How do
Aristotle?
you look in them?
Let the people will know and tell you later.
How do you
Oh,
look?
how do you think you look, though? That's the important thing.
Be real.
I think I'll look all
Is
right.
there a camera that
Only
sees you
all
right now?
It
right.
is, yes.
Good. Good. There you go. Wave to the people,
But
Aristotle.
wait, since we're
Wave to
talking
the
to you, what's
people.
going on with you? How are you?
Yeah, what's up? What's good?
I'm pretty good. I love this shirt. I want to wear it
a
all the
great
time. Let the people see it.
I love my space
I love
prince.
my
Could
space
you
Who
look,
is that?
Pick it up.
It's Kylo Ren.
Kylo
Oh,
Ren. It
nice.
says,
That
"I
is-
love my space prince."
It's got the purple heart
Sure.
around
Was
it.
he
I
a
love
prince?
That. He was because he was Leia's son.
You're making the Aristotle sound. You're
making
making
the
the Aristotle sound.
Yes, because he's Leia's son. But if there's no Alderaan, what is he? A
Oh,
prince
that's
of?
true.
He's a prince
Ah.
of nothing.
Now he's just a general's son.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
love
also, he's like the prince of the New Order. You know. What
Yeah,
I mean?
I mean, but is he technically? Because he was kind of like bribed into being the Prince of the New Order, so there's no lineage there. If anything, the Princess of the New Order, spoiler alert,
Alort.
Damn.
spoiler alert,
Big spoiler.
is is the other character.
Could you draw a little arrow right in between my and space and just do my goth space prince?
That would have been a good shirt too. I
love
believe
my
the
space goth
the
prince.
company is Super Yaki.
Okay,
They make lots
Ew.
of cool shirts. Super
cool,
Yaki.
man, cool.
YAKI.
That's cool. Just give them a shout out. They don't sponsor us, but let's send money their way.
Maybe they'll send you some free shirts.
That would be amazing.
Oh, that'd be great.
Keith, how are you doing?
Doing fine. Change up the pace, guys. No,
Change it
I'm
up.
doing fine. What is it? What's going on with us?
what's
There's
good?
always a lot of stuff going on with us, just like
Mhm.
they're in the air. I'm doing fine. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm replaying I Am Setsuna for like the third time because it's
This is
a
your
very-
third time.
Yeah, and I looked at the last save file. It's from 2017, and I was like, oh, I forgot so much about how this game works. And the more I play it, the more like, no, this is a really good game.
Yeah.
This is genuinely a well thought out. The plot's great, the writing's great, the music's great, the mechanics of the game itself are really great. And you pointed something out to me that I didn't think about because I was explaining the system.
Cats
of,
can be dogs too.
I'm gonna go ahead and throw this out there. Nah, dude, that's not true.
Nah.
Cats can't be dogs.
Nah.
Nah. It's my favorite way to argue.
Nah.
Here, Keith, make a bold claim.
I think cats could be dogs.
No, make a different bold claim.
I think Aristotle is better looking than this tree.
Nah, dude. Nah. See, it's just like it's so dismissive. It's such a fun way to say no to somebody. Here, this is another thing that I like to do. Say a different bold claim.
Nah. I win the episode.
Well, there's been new players joined. Goodbye. No, but you pointed out that the entire gaming mechanic at the core of the battle system in I Am Setsuna encourages you to grind as a player,
Yeah.
which obviously I love.
They have the correct. This is the best correct video game for Jesse.
Yeah.
Because it's like you just grind. It sounds great. It's
Yep.
basically just the snow level from Final Fantasy.
Yeah, just the
whole
entire game. It's beautiful. It's soothing. You're like, people are dying, and I'm like, yeah, but like
And
in
tell-
such melancholic ways.
Tell people the plot one more time if they don't know.
Oh, it's Final Fantasy X.
But like
The plot
in
is
another way. Because it
you-
is and it isn't.
you are an assassin, and you are tasked with going to this town and killing this girl. And you show up, and you find out that she is the quote-unquote sacrifice. And what that means is every 10 years, they send somebody from this island to be sacrificed in this ancient land to stop the influx of monsters that attack everybody. And so she's the sacrifice, and you get there, and she's like, hey, instead of killing me, why don't you just escort me and make sure I get to this place safely? That way I will die, and you have that, so you've completed your task, but also I've completed mine. So you're like, yeah, let's do it. Let's take you to this ancient ruins and murder you.
My favorite part about the game is the strongest character in the game. You find him while a penguin is beating
The
him up.
penguin is beating
A
him up.
penguin is beating him
You
up.
save him from a penguin that is biting it and
You were
slapping
like,
him.
you were like, I gotta get this guy in my party now.
Now.
This second.
Yeah. This dude with the huge sword is getting slapped around by a penguin.
Yeah.
He's getting owned by this penguin.
Yeah.
Favorite character.
Favorite character.
Favorite character. Some good plot devices in there. I just came across my the big plot twist in the game right before we came here, and I was like, all right, this is dope as fuck.
Yeah.
So
I'm playing NHL right now. I went
Yeah.
back and I'm doing because I haven't done Be a Pro for like 6 years. Where you are, and I've gotten into this pattern. I'll post pictures of it, but I make every creative character into Geralt Riviera from Rivera. No, because I got confused about
Geralt
this.
from
Remember, because I
Rivia.
was playing UFC and I made Geralt.
yeah,
And they wouldn't let me do Rivera. Or what
they
was
wouldn't let you do because he's from Rivia,
it? Rivia.
but you made him
'Cause they
you
wouldn't
gave him
say-
Rivera because it's a Hispanic last
yeah,
name.
and I'm like, I was
so you
close.
made Hispanic Geralt of Rivia in your UFC game, and it's Geralt Rivera. It's so good. It's so good.
So like I'm playing that, and I made him like 6'5", 250.
Mhm.
And when I play NHL, I make myself, so I make like 5'8", 160.
Yeah.
And I play it as like a big person.
Mhm.
Somebody will be skating as fast as they can. They just run into him and fall down. I'm like, oh fuck you to my own player. I'm like, God, it's so easy
Yeah.
for you basically to play this sport now.
Yeah, I get that.
But that's what I played. What else? That's kind of it. We talked about it. I'm just kind of like,
You want the next thing.
I want
you want Final Fantasy to come
Final
out.
Fantasy to come out. I want something else to like play basically.
It's so funny to me whenever we have characters that we make in our games.
Yeah.
Because you make well thought out, like, I'm going to make this person look like this. I'm going to make, like Geralt of Rivia. I'm going to make this Sonic the Hedgehog looking motherfucker. I'm going to
Yeah.
make this person. And I'm like, let me make the scariest thing imaginable.
Right.
And I always start, I'm always like, I'm going to make this person. I'm going to make this person. And I get halfway through, and I'm like, nah, it's easier to make everybody a meth addict. It's so, every single design your own player in any video game, they are like deep in meth den territory.
Oh, it's bad.
It's so
It's really
fun.
bad.
It's so fun.
If I just have the patience, I did this with some hockey games where I literally made every single player on the team 5'5"
Yeah.
and like 120 pounds, but they're like skill wise is so much better than everyone, and they
Right.
all look exactly the same.
Mhm.
That's just scary to watch during like the cutscenes of you won the Stanley Cup,
And they're just like the children of the corn.
and they're handing it over to each other, and
It's
they're
like
all exactly
this
the
far
same.
apart with their arms, like, yay!
But yeah, I've been playing that.
That's
And we were supposed to talk about a different game this week.
we're
trying to book a person we like, and
He's
he's
a wily
busy.
one.
He's one of those people in
He just
Hollywood
keeps
who's like,
squirming
I have
out of
like
it.
8 shows I'm working on.
Yeah.
And then so like his brain like dies and is reborn every
Here's
day.
here's what we're gonna do, because we lured him over to our apartment with Turkish coffee. We're just gonna lead a breadcrumb trail of Turkish coffee leading all the way from his apartment to the studio, and just hope he eventually gets here and opens the door. And is like, oh hey guys,
He's gonna look so weird on the 101, but I bet there's gonna be even weirder people
Oh, yeah.
on the 101.
they're gonna be
For being told-
driving on it. It's in Los Angeles. This place is filled with weirdos and
Filled.
freaks. Filled to the
Filled.
brim with weirdos and freaks.
Jesus.
Los Angeles.
Whenever you're filled to the brim, it's never good reasons.
It's never
It should be
good.
beer. It should be like other things, but
No.
filled to the brim with something awful is always what the vibe is.
I am filled to the brim with the cum of my enemies. folks. I'm cutting that out.
Filled? No, you're not. I have the video. If you whatever you cut out is just going in.
There's an old. That's from. What? That's
What?
from one of our old sketches.
What?
Filled to the brim.
Filled to the brim with human cum.
I think it was. I think that was the line
just
that we
saying human cum.
wrote. It's so gross. It's so gross. Keep this on video. It's not making the episode.
It's making it. It's making it. But today, guys, we're talking about something.
Well, Keith.
What?
Hey, everybody. Welcome to New Players Join the podcast about the video games people love and
and
why they love
them
them.
shooting stars.
I should intro our guest today.
Oh, I'm
It's
a guest
Keith.
today.
Keith's our guest today.
Fine,
Keith.
God. That was worse than the way
I'm
we
sorry, I'm
treat
sorry.
Aristotle. Way worse.
Hey, don't you dare compare how I treat Aristotle. Aristotle, look at me. Fuck you. Don't you dare treat
Why'd you look at him? You knew what was coming. You knew what was coming.
Aristotle. You're my sweet baby boy, and I love you.
I'm proud of the way that I was managed to cut all of that. Like, cut around all of it.
This is my new favorite thing. You know him as the host of New Players Joined,
You do.
and you know him as a hockey player who's very good.
That's it. I don't.
You,
We
you-
don't need to talk. That's just like at some point.
You
do
know
we just
him.
like stop
he
that?
cooks, and he's great at it. He cooks, and he's great
Do
at
they
it.
know that?
And now they do.
Okay, I'm great at cooking.
And,
It's come a few times.
He's never murdered a man, but he's come close.
He doesn't know me well. Does not know me well at all.
Please welcome to the show the guy who's always here, Keith Kingday.
The guy who's always here. How's that feel? How does that feel? He's just always here. I know Bob's always over, not near his kids ever. He's
Can I
always
tell you
here.
something?
Go ahead.
This is that falling out that we talked about in the intro.
We knew it.
This is
we
that
could
falling
feel
out that's
it.
happening. And Keith, what game are we talking about today?
Counter-Strike.
Yeah, we are.
Counter-Strike, all of them.
All of them, but I mean mostly 1.6.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
We're gonna kind of go through the history of it a little bit and just talk about your experience with it because Keith,
Yes.
our listeners probably know this at this point, but they might not.
Yeah.
You played that game professionally.
I wouldn't say amateurly, but you make money with it.
Okay,
Because
tell
what
me
it
about
is
this.
now, so here's a big change. So this was my golden era of PC games.
Yeah.
So I was playing Star Wars Galaxies.
Right.
And I was playing Counter-Strike for the first time. And Counter-Strike, I've never played any of these sorts of PC games.
Yeah.
Like Quake or any of these other games are just like specific. Doom,
Yeah.
like before. And so I just console game shooter,
Yeah.
basically. So for this first time to jump into a PC, because I've just had bad PCs my whole life.
Yeah.
Like they're always like 5 years too old for whatever the game I'm playing is.
I'm picturing just a muffler with the word "screen" written on it, just taped in front of you.
I don't know how much porn was secretly on it from other kids.
If it's a muffler, probably a
There's
lot.
5 kids in my family. There's lots of fucked up shit on the computer that just the kids hide, I assume. Like on you know what I mean? There's no way if there's a family computer, be very careful about opening up files.
This is a fun story from my past. There was a point where my dad came to me and my 2 brothers, and he was like, "There's porn on the family computer," and he was like, "And I want to know who did it." And I was like, "Genuinely not me." And my brother Chris was like, "Genuinely not me either." And my dad was like, "Fine, we won't say who it was. Don't let it happen again." And then he walked away, and I turned to Chris and I was like, "No, hey man, genuinely not me." And he was like, "No, me neither." We both turned and we looked at my dad walking. We were like,
No, there's no way.
Yeah.
No, your dad did not look at porn and then go accuse you of looking at porn.
"If you want, if you want, remind me at the end of the episode. Just say, 'Hey Jesse, what happened in Ithaca?' And I'll tell you a story."
Right. Aerosol, make sure I
Aerosol,
don't forget
make a
that.
note.
Make
What
sure
happened
I
in
don't-
Ithaca?
Make sure I don't forget that. So this is a part of my life that's like weird, and I'll like be honest with people. I haven't been to school normally since I was 13.
Right.
So, and people are like, "What do you mean?" I mean, I haven't been in a classroom for a full day since I was 13.
Yeah.
Because I had a lot of depression, I had a lot of anxiety, and nobody really knew that. It was just kind of like I'm out there or angry. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Back in the 90s, if you had anxiety and depression, people were just like, "Oh, he's quirky."
Oh, yeah, it's like the early 2000s is like when I was playing it, because I was playing 1.6, and Counter-Strike came out in like, I don't know, 97.
I don't know. We'll
Or
find out maybe in a
something.
quiz later. Who
In-
knows? There's
in
no
like
way to know.
96
There's no
or
way to know.
97. That was like the very early version. But the first time, I was living by myself with my brother and my friend Will. And my friend Will's like into computers, really into computers, and like builds them himself. And he's like, "You know what Counter-Strike is?" And I'm like, "No." Go
Wait,
ahead. Whatever you want to ask.
You just said you were living with your friend and your brother.
Yeah,
at
so
what
a
age?
very illegal situation.
Okay. You're how old?
Like 14, 15.
Go on.
So Will's like, "Do you know what Galaxy is?" I'm like,
Mhm.
"No." He's like, "Do you know what Counter-Strike is? You know what this is? You know what that is?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "Do you like video games?" I'm like,
Mhm.
"I love video games." He's like, "Well, let me show you a
Let me
brand
blow
new
your mind."
world,
Yeah.
man." And he's like, "This is Galaxies." And he's like, basically, you just create a character and you're in the Star Wars world. And I would just play that game with him all the time. So it wasn't just like I'm playing it with people online. I'm right next to my friend being like, "Hey, let's go to this planet and like do
Yeah.
this and do that." I'm like, so it's like an actual fun thing to interact with.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Let's play Counter-Strike." And Counter-Strike was my first entry into a game that's really skill-based.
Oh, yeah.
Like genuinely skill-based.
Yeah.
It's like impossible to use their sniper rifle
Mhm.
called the OP, which is just like literally if you're not scoping or anything, the bullet shoots directly down.
Yeah.
Like just hits the ground because you're not that accurate with it. So the first map I played, I can't remember the name of it, but what it was, where it wasn't the actual game of Counter-Strike, because
Mhm.
Counter-Strike in itself is basically, there's two sides. There's terrorists and counter-terrorists. and the counter terrorists on some maps are there to just defuse a bomb, or the counter terrorists are there to save hostages.
Okay.
And so that's like the main part of it. And I get thrown into a custom level, which is kind of like paintball, which is they have all these blocks and set up in front of us, and nobody has any weapons. So you have to run to go get a sniper rifle, which is called a scout, which is like a sniper rifle, but it's not like a powerful.
By the way, can I
Sniper
just
rifle? Go
say the Hunger Games completely ripped this off? This is exactly how the Hunger Games
So
started.
what it is there's a river in the middle of this map. Again, to the concept of just like, I don't know what I'm about to jump into.
Yeah, this is
basically.
all form.
He's like, hey, you got to go download Steam. And I'm like, the fuck is Steam? Like, you know what I mean? Before you just click on a link or your app picture and you're playing Doom or you're playing whatever.
Yeah.
This is like, hey, you have to download another thing to get to this game.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. And they're like, it's also 1.6 of the version of this game. It's based on this game. And so they're like, this is what Half-Life is. This is what this is. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm playing a modded
Yeah.
game.
Because Counter-Strike is just a mod of the original Half-Life.
Which I don't know if there was like an independent community playing it and they created it, and then Gabe was just like, I want this.
It was two guys who made the original Counter-Strike, and later on in the development, because they kept creating new
Did they
versions,
let
new
them?
betas.
Did they like bring them in? Because I don't know any of that story.
Gabe, I think, was just like, all right, we're going to make this like an actual Valve product, and I think he probably either paid them or brought them in.
Yeah. Okay.
But like,
So that's good. It wasn't just like, okay,
No, I don't
bye.
think they stole it. And they like, there's a whole thing where if you play on expert mode in 1.6, some of the bot characters are named after the two original creators.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah.
You also said your friend opened up a new world to you, but really, I feel like we both know it's like this is the friend that introduces you to meth. After like,
Did you just
smoking weed.
compare
Yeah.
Counter-Strike to meth? Because I'm gonna tell you something.
Steam.
Correct.
Correct.
Yeah. 100%
Correct.
correct. You're
And
just
that
surrounded.
Most people who play Counter-Strike have labs that blow up in their face.
So for this time, basically what it is I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. You grab a scout rifle, and basically what you have to do is you have to shoot somebody twice with it if you
Yeah.
want them to like go down.
That's
with it.
that's just good patience and real world learning.
But just understanding immediately, when you play Call of Duty, when you play any of these other games, they want you to feel like you're playing a video game. They
Yeah.
want you to feel strong. They want you to be like, I killed 10 guys that level or whatever.
Not
this game is
Counter-Strike.
this game is literally like, you will not want to play it,
yeah,
but like you will.
yeah.
Like you're like, this is too fucking hard.
It's not
I
for
haven't.
the faint of heart.
No, you're like, I can't kill anyone.
Thank you, Aristotle.
It's not
Thank
like
you.
when it was the first game I ever played where the recoil was like real,
Yeah,
where like
where the
you
gun
can't
would bust back and the scope would
and like it's
change.
going everywhere. So just aiming at someone's
Yeah.
difficult, and everyone can have flash grenades and all these things. And so I jumped into Dust 2, which was like the second level I ever
Right.
played, which is like the main
the map.
map. Because Counter-Strike's been around for, at this point, 23, 4, or 5 years, whatever the date is.
I won't tell you.
You won't tell me, but I'm
Not
like in
yet.
the. I know I'm in the vicinity, and so the game has they just updated with graphics and essentially don't change it.
No, they don't change
They don't
anything.
change
the
anything
layouts
except
of
the way it
map
looks.
have stayed the same the entire time.
So the thing that was like so interesting about this game is it was I keep saying it, my first world in PC gaming. PC gaming in Counter-Strike is you buy a server
Mhm.
and you rent the server out, and the server is like people that my roommate knew and his brother,
Mhm.
and they're all these different players from around the country, and we all play with each other. And we're
Okay.
on a guild clan called Yabo.
Man, really, like the word clan needs to be retired.
Yeah, but guild sounds way too nerdy. Like I'm trying, like gamer group.
I'm gonna
Gamer
say
group sounds like
squad.
school.
squad. I'm gonna say horde.
It
the
sucks. So the
masses.
Ku Klux Klan fucking sucks. But it just used to be clans. Hi, Brendan. It used to be just be.
Oh, Brendan's waving at us. Hello, Brendan.
It used to-
Crazy eyes.
It used to just be like, this is my local clan. This is like, that's what it used to be
I
like
ha-
in the
like,
in Ireland and
my
Europe and shit.
ancestors back in
Part of this
Scotland were a
clan.
Scottish clan.
But since the Ku Klux Klan owned it, it's like you kind of have to let it
now,
go.
yeah, now
Gay
listen,
people get to have
sorry.
rainbows. The word clan is over. Like
I'm-
that's the
the,
difference.
the thing is
What?
that
You could just say team 100%.
how
works.
dare you?
if you
Team
talk
is too generic.
one more
If
time,
you talk one
if you
more
talk
time,
one more time,
we'll love it.
We'll love it.
We'll
You're the
it
best.
so much.
You're
We'll
our
love-
cutie.
You're
if
our
you look
baby
at all
boy.
the comments, people talk about how cute you are
That's
constantly.
True. That's true.
Don't
Look
you
into that
shake
camera.
your head.
Look at that
Look
camera.
at that camera.
Look how fucking cute this guy is. Look how fucking cute this. Look at him and tell me how fucking cute
So-
he is. I'll wait.
Nobody knew who I was in
Yep.
the clan. So what it is literally like it's like literally clicks.
Mhm.
Because every server's different. Servers are owned by clans, so that means there's personalities and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So
You got a middle school going on.
kind of, but it's all these older guys, older than me at the time,
Okay.
obviously, and stuff like that. And these guys were just kind of shitty, but also really nice at the same time.
How
'cause they're-
old?
Like a couple of them sounded like they're in their 40s, and then a
Okay.
couple of them sounded like they were 16. And it's not necessarily like, oh man, you're old or you're young. It's like, oh, we all come hang out
Yeah.
at this time, usually every day. And we all
Yeah.
play this game together. And it's not like, fuck you, you suck, whatever, like that sort of thing.
It's not Call of Duty.
No, not even that. It's like we're all friends.
Yeah.
So like no one. It's usually like, Thrill House, you got me that time.
Yeah.
So it's like I jump on the server,
There's
people are like,
camaraderie as
yeah, it's
opposed
like,
to competition.
hey, like what's up? Like you
Yeah.
got better as time grew on, like that
Yeah.
sort of thing. So it's just like a fascinating feeling to
That's
it.
awesome.
And the tilde button that consoles don't have.
The tilde. Wait.
So the tilde button is a game is a keyboard key on your
Yeah,
computer. Every time you press it, you can control the whole game. So what it is, if you just type in something really quickly, you're like gravity's gone. So like everybody's server, you could find different ways to play this game. You could literally surf. So a lot of this was with gravity. If you lower the gravity and in this Counter-Strike source, and you make like these concrete slabs that go down kind of like a slide, you can literally be riding and flying throughout like the whole game while
That's
trying to
fucking
shoot.
crazy.
So it's like lots of really cool things you can do with the system. There was an RPG element to it where you're like, I want to have powers of a mage or whatever. So you are playing Counter Strike, but everyone has like different abilities and things like that.
So this is by the time that 1.6 comes out, they're using the Source engine just like
They're not using the source engine.
not yet.
1.6 is totally different than the source. 1.6 is like this is our first version of Counter Strike.
Okay.
Source is now this is what Half-Life 2 is.
Yeah.
So we're using the same physical engine and all this sort
And
of
you're
stuff.
not using Source.
I got to source, but
Okay.
1.6 is like
Is not Source.
1.6 is not source.
Okay.
1.6 it goes 1.6 source and then CS:GO.
Yeah.
CS:GO is the latest one right now. And again, it's been out for 25 years. It's the same levels. It's the same
Yeah.
map, and it's still like one of the biggest competitive gaming
Oh, yeah, it's
games in the world.
huge.
It's fucking massive. And I remember just playing it, and I remember playing it recently. Hey, I'm like, is Cal still around? They're like, you mean CPL? And I'm like, no, I mean Cal. And they're like, no, that doesn't exist
Doesn't
because
exist.
it defunct in 2008 because I wanted to get to the bottom of like what the fuck happened.
So
'Cause
wait, what's Cal?
Cal is a cyber athletic amateur league.
Okay.
That's what I was doing. So we were playing for like little
Tell
bits of
me
money.
about this.
So this is essentially what happens is you start matches and Cal's in charge of it, and your two clans, your two groups, your
two squads.
your bear buddies and you go to a map and they go, hey, we're doing tournaments because I think it was like every 8 weeks. That's how they did it. And you
Mhm.
compete in it. I also do like amateur things like on the side, and essentially was you're gonna play this map and in a week or whatever, and we're gonna have a mod on it who's like a judge to
Mhm.
make sure no one's cheating, basically.
Yeah.
Because the thing with Counter-Strike and it was like horrible about it was everyone cheated
Yes.
all the time.
That's a
Everyone's
big part of
hacking.
this game.
And the big part of it is a guy on our team was really good,
Mhm.
really good, and we'd always be like, is he fucking hacking?
Yeah.
And because what they do is they try to update it every day as to like, hey, we're gonna try to update it so people can't hack anymore or bans you or we can find out.
Right.
Like, and hackers were ahead of it
Oh yeah.
every time. And we were playing this Cal level, and I think it wasn't Aztec. This is like how confused I am with all of them. It wasn't Aztec, but it was one of those diffuse bomb situations.
Mhm.
And this guy like because this is the first game I played where you can shoot through walls
Yeah.
and doors and stuff. And I'm like, holy, like so all of
There's
that.
no hiding.
There's no hiding. Like everyone can be quiet. So this thing is the guy's walking on our team, walking around with an op, and he's like the best one on our
Mhm.
team. And he shoots a guy in the head through the wall without seeing him.
Mm.
And like there's this thought as we're all watching, like, did we just get? Are we? Did
Are
we
we
just,
about to get kicked out?
Yeah,
for
are we
cheating?
just about for lose because
Yeah.
they think we're cheaters now?
Yeah.
And like the game after, they didn't ban us. They were just like, why is this guy cheating? We're like, we don't fucking know. And he was banned. And
So he
just-
was cheating.
He was cheating.
Ah.
Like there's this moment of just like, oh my god,
Yeah.
like everyone, like it's such a weird drama feeling to
Yeah.
it. And after that happened, people started leaving.
Yeah.
People stopped coming. Well, like the game and the server like almost
Got tainted.
Not only by that, it's right when another giant game came out,
Which one?
World of Warcraft.
Ah.
Everyone just stopped. Like
Yeah.
everyone just like kind of into WoW. Like I
Yeah.
really like World of Warcraft a lot. So it just like disintegrated like other
That's
things to do
interesting.
because you just play it for a number of years. Then you're just like, all right, I'm done. Like, I want to do something else. WoW takes up a lot of time.
Yeah, it takes up hundreds of hours. So when you're playing Counter-Strike and you're in these tournaments, did you ever win money off of it?
I'd make money, but it wasn't enough to because like it's nowhere like it is now.
No.
Nowhere. And
Yeah,
I was also
esports is now, it's fucking millionaires
well,
now.
yeah, and like Cal and stuff was just kind of like it became defunct very easily. There really wasn't that much money to it, so I have to play like in mini tournaments
Yeah.
and then like work up to like that point. But there's also a time in my life where I was just like not really sure what I wanted to like do. If somebody
Yeah.
told you, "Hey, you can make some money playing this video game," I'd be like, "Yes."
Yeah.
Why?
That's literally
I don't want to do anything else.
how this started. Hi. This is why we do this, because we make so much money. We're so rich.
But the thing about the thing about it was just I think people get connected to a game, you like each other. But I remember they all went to a World of Warcraft server and just started playing that together. So just like it just like
Faded away.
Game in a defunct way, and it like just faded away, and I was getting more into Galaxies. And I think by the end, I just downloaded some hacks, and I was like, I just want to see what it's like. And
Yeah.
it's like so upsetting how easy the game is. when you
Really?
have It's just like
walk me through what a hack does to the game.
a hack immediately takes your cursor and puts it on the person's head.
Oh.
So and not even like aims it. You
Yeah.
press a button, and not only will it kill that person, it'll automatically kill the next person, and the next person, and the next person.
Oh my god.
So people walk into servers and just kill everyone. So that's the great thing about Tilda is if you're in a console, you can't do anything about a hacker.
Mhm.
But if you're on a PC, you just
you can
kill
just
the button.
change the physics of the
No,
world.
just you can be like ban.
Yeah.
Everyone's in charge of their servers. Everyone's in charge. If I'm like, I don't like
That's
this level,
great.
and we're in the middle of a game, that like happened a lot when we were playing. One guy like is in charge. He's like the admin of that day, and he keeps dying. And then
so
like,
he's like, this game's over.
yeah, he's just like, we're going to this level. I don't like it anymore. We're like, fucker.
That's
Like-
funny. But you all just are like okay with letting that happen?
Well, because it's somebody that you know and is in charge of the server or whatever.
So you're all just like, Dan's a dick, but he gets to hold the remote today.
And it'll literally be like, Dan, you're such a dick. Like, why do
Yeah.
you do this? He's like, don't say that to me. He's like, I say anything you want to. And then we'll see on the screen, like, banned for 10 minutes. And I'm
That's
just like,
fucking
that's
funny.
good. Like, that's the kind of camaraderie that, like,
Yeah.
I just really liked. And my favorite level for Counter-Strike is Scout's Knives. And I was telling you about it. And what it is you start the sniper rifle, and they take the gravity down. So when you jump, you can, like, get on higher and higher
Yeah.
bases. But everyone's moving around. And there were little etiquette things about the game that were so fascinating. So if you press shift and hold down shift, everyone's quiet.
Okay.
So if you're the last person
To
and
shut
you-
up.
well, because what you do is you can look on the scorecard and
Mhm.
see who's still alive.
Yeah.
So you're like, shit, I'm the last person.
Yeah.
So like everyone's quiet. No one can
Mhm.
see it. So you're literally like your heart's
Pounding.
pounding because you're supposed to get these hostages.
Yeah.
And you have to take them all the way back to the beginning point where you are. So if you don't see anyone, you're like, they're hanging out at the.
Yeah, they're waiting
They're
for it.
waiting to like
They're
shoot.
camping.
So like everybody's watching.
Mhm.
It's quiet, and you're just like,
Gotta
like
go.
you just I have to do this,
Yep.
and you just go in. You try to like
Yeah.
throw a flash bomb in there and do any of these things that you can. And it was like this is so much fun to like feel this
Yeah.
in every game to be like. I'm the last guy. I'm the last guy, and your teammates are like, "Don't fuck this up for us." Because the big thing about Counter-Strike is it's money based. So
Yeah.
at the beginning of every single round, you have a certain amount of money, and you can buy weapons.
Mhm.
And so the first levels, everyone has pistols. And the second match, if you win, I think you get like $4,000. The other person gets like only 2.
Yeah.
So it's like a strategy point from that point. It's like I have to win the first round.
Yeah.
And all these sorts of things.
It's this positive feedback loop where if you continue to be good, you'll be better and better. And
Yeah.
if you're bad, you'll continue to be worse and worse by comparison.
So you'll start to strategize and be like, okay, well, if I don't buy anything, I could probably pick up somebody's weapon who died. And then
Yeah.
so you have to like start strategizing
Interesting.
and figuring out what you want to do. But the fun part about this game, which I would do all the time, which is if I knew I was gonna lose, I would take my knife, and what it was is people love to do duels with just knives. So
just like real life.
just like real
if we're
life.
being honest, just like Hollywood.
And this is a CS Italy, so this is Italy level. You can like shoot chickens and shit and stuff. It's really
just
stupid.
like real
Just
life.
like real life
Just
or
like
whatever.
real life.
So there's like 6, like their whole team's still alive.
Yeah.
And it's just me, and I pop out of the corner and start shooting at them, and all talk's on. Like, he's right there, and I know I'm just not gonna win.
Mhm.
So I start. You take your knife, you start slashing against the wall, and then people are like, he wants to duel. So everyone's like, oh, okay. Like everyone got in a line to like duel me.
That's awesome.
Like it's like little things like that make the game so funny. So sometimes I would like fuck with the person, and I would take a gun and I would chuck it out to show them like I'm taking my guns
Yeah.
away, slash it or whatever.
That's
And they come around the
great.
corner, I just have my other gun and just shoot 'em. Like I've done that shit so many times, And like I remember doing it one time where I've been slashing against the wall, and the whole clan was like, "Fuck you, Keith!" Like we're
They're
not
like, "We know your
we know what
game."
you're gonna do.
I like this is basically just a group of friends who are all dicks to each other.
And like a fun, and we don't
Yeah.
know each other.
yeah, it's just a fun like we're just screwing around with each other.
Yeah,
kinda
and
way.
I got that same experience with Galaxies, and then I jumped into WoW. So like that was my like golden
That's awesome.
era of experiencing PC games.
I love it. Keith,
Yes,
let's jump in.
let's do it.
You know what's coming. It's time for How Well Do You Know Your Favorite Video Game? Now listen, all these questions are definitely blah, 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 blah. You know how the game works. You
I
ready?
understand. He's lying to
He's
me.
lying. Question 1. When did the first version of Counter-Strike originally debut?
96.
1999.
Oh,
I
that makes
know.
sense.
Question 2. What score does this game have on Steam?
On Steam,
Mm-hmm.
1.6.
Out of 10?
No, is it 1.6?
Yeah.
Oh, 10.
Yep, 10 out of 10 on Steam. Question 3. Paul Newman's last movie appearance was as a conflicted mob boss in the 2002 movie opposite Tom Hanks. What movie?
2002.
Mm-hmm.
What
Opposite
kind of movie?
Tom Hanks, conflicted mob boss. Came out in 2002.
Tom Hanks is in a movie with the mob.
Jude Law's in it.
Jude Law. I have no idea. This is not hitting anything.
Road to Perdition.
Yeah, nothing.
All right. I think it was nominated for some Oscars.
Probably.
Question 4.
No one ever talks about it.
No.
I've never. I love Paul Newman. I love
Can-
Tom
can I
Hanks.
tell
I love
you?
all those guys.
It's pretty good. End of story. All right. Question 4. What is the arcade version of Counter-Strike? It's only available in Japan.
Wish I would have known.
Yeah,
I-
exactly.
I
You
don't
do
know.
it, Aristotle. Counter-Strike Neo. They're
Yeah,
all
no
like
idea.
futuristic, blah, blah,
Wait,
blah.
what is Neo? Is Neo a Japanese thing
Neo just means new, yeah?
in
believe, yeah.
Japanese,
No,
I
no.
don't know.
or just in general?
think
I'm
just-
bringing this up because he's Neo Bahamut, Neo things in
Yeah.
games on Final Fantasy.
I'm not
so
sure
like-
where that derives from.
And then now this is Neo Counter Strike. Then I'm like, interesting.
I don't know.
Okay.
Question 5.
Screw me for asking.
Question 5. Keith, send me a mean text right now. I'll wait.
I sent it to Aristotle and Jesse.
Keith texted me, this is your worst question yet. Correct. Question 6. What does VAC stand for in the Counter-Strike world?
Vax?
Mhm.
Vax.
VAC.
Oh, that's the anti-hacking.
Valve anti-cheating. Correct. Question 7. What does the mathematical order of operations PEMDAS stand for?
You know this. You help.
Aristotle, help him out.
Help.
Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally.
No, that's how you remember
I
the
know,
order. What does
yeah.
it stand
well,
for?
That's my hint.
That's-
I want to
that's-
hear him.
If
answer
I'm
too.
I
ever
told
on,
him-
if
I
I'm
told
ever on,
him it's PEMDAS, and you think he doesn't know the order of the letters?
if I ever get on to a show, Who Gets to Be a Millionaire, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, I'm not calling you. Even if you're next to a computer and you have, are they not allowed to do that?
Dude, nobody's
Did
watched
Google
that show
not-
since 2004.
No, what's his face just became popular. I forget the Jimmy Kimmel.
I was like, what's his face? Clearly not.
Jimmy, that's the closest I'll get to Jimmy Kimmel. What's his face?
What's his face?
Man show.
Anyway, what does PEMDAS stand for?
I have no idea.
Parentheses.
Exponent, multiply, divide, addition, subtraction.
There you go. That's the order of operations. Question 8. Send me a text that tries to explain away the previous text that you sent me.
Explains it?
Yeah, to make it be like, oh, that wasn't mean. You don't, you're wrong.
You misinterpreted.
Yeah, exactly. No, you don't understand. It wasn't a mean text. Keith is texting again. This is my favorite. I can't wait to see what mean thing he says to me.
Now I can't do it.
Do it! Do it! Do it! Like, I didn't know he was going to send a mean thing to me. He's just going to send, this is worse than your last question. Was I right?
No.
No.
I say I'm sorry in it. And then I double down. on
I
it.
think it's, I'm
Hold-
sorry that this question sucks. I'm waiting for it. Did it send? He's thinking about it. He's still going over there. I don't know. I'm worried.
He's writing a book over there.
I have fat thumbs. There. Don't get a text anymore. How's that feel? I told you this would be Fallout. There.
I'm sorry. That came out wrong. This is your worst question. That's exactly.
I was gonna write that, and then you blew it
I
up.
knew it-
you
I
knew
knew
I was
it
gonna
is.
write.
Question 9. Which game is it theorized that Counter-Strike is a prequel to? They use a lot of the same maps, and there's a lot of, like, it's completely reused moments and levels.
Team Fortress? No.
Left 4 Dead.
Oh, no, I don't agree with that. Oh, it's the same mechanics.
No, it's like literally, it's like, oh, that street sign for that town with that distance away is in the same like.
Oh, I had no idea
Yeah.
because there isn't a mall level in Counter Strike. No,
Is that's Dead or Alive? No, wait, Left 4 Dead's running from safe point.
yeah,
to sa-
the Left 4 Dead 2, I think is. But yeah, I gotta go back and check that out. Good
Check
call.
it out. Question 10. How many maps are there in the latest official version of Counter Strike?
Official maps,
Yeah.
not like made up maps.
No.
200.
25.
Oh,
Only still that.
I guess
25.
that's how long I haven't played it. That I was
Yeah.
like, there has to be. I know Dust 2 and Dust and
Yeah.
Aztec are like it or
They're not
whatever.
like changing anything.
No, they don't change
They don't
anything
change
about it.
anything. Question 11. Send me a third text of
Oh
your
my
choosing.
God.
Anything goes. Whatever you want to say, just send it to me, and I'll just have to fucking deal with it. I'll just have to eat it and eat it up with a spoon. Right, Aristotle?
Yum.
Aristotle, talk while Keith types.
What do you want to talk about?
I don't want
The
to talk
camera's on
about. I want
us,
you. Oh, he
so we
said
can
something. So
vote.
shut up, Aristotle. Please don't already know what I'm going to say. Pretty good. Pretty good, Keith. Pretty good text. Question 12. Which version of Counter-Strike finally saw Valve begin helping the game's developers?
1.5.
Beta version 4 was when Gabe stepped in and was like,
Oh,
okay,
it's
we're
still
gonna
just beta. It's not like
Technically.
technically over until.
They had like Counter-Strike was released, and then it was like this new beta came out, so it was kind of like reverse.
What kind? When do you know when 1.6 came out?
After?
I know that, but like I could go play the basic versions of Counter Strike, and they just look fucking
I
terrible.
want to say like 2003, but I'm not sure.
Okay, that makes a little bit more sense.
And question 13, Keith, just tell us a good hockey story.
Is guy an actual hockey story, or it involves hockey players?
Oh, whichever one you want to tell.
So there's thing in hockey. I don't know if they do it in other sports. It's called kangaroo court. And what kangaroo court is
they do it in baseball.
yeah. So what it is it's kind of like a policing of socialness and gameness at the same time.
Self-policing within a locker room, yeah.
Like what it is at the point of it is if you do something like stupid or embarrassing or whatever, it's like supposed to be a joke.
Yeah.
And what it is you put money in the box, and we all use the money at the end of the season to go get fucking drunk.
Yeah.
Like that's the point. I don't know how else to say it.
Yeah.
Party, but really we're just getting like
You're just getting wasted.
blasted out of our minds.
Yeah.
Like we're getting drunk with like the team. Like
yeah, collected fun.
managers.
It's like having a swear jar, but it's a kangaroo court jar.
And what it is, there's a lot of gross masculinity to it,
Mhm.
a bit, and so like half of it's kind of legitimately like you had sex with who we consider an ugly person, $5, and like that's just mean. But you'll just start laughing because somebody will say out loud because somebody
Yeah.
just stands up and was like, Barry went to dinner with Alice, and we're all like, no. Like, and he's like, I didn't do anything. We're
Yeah.
like, bullshit, $5.
That's
like,
funny.
It's funny, but it's like that's what it's supposed to be, and really it's just where you tell the best stories about your teammates
Yeah.
or whatever. So these three guys were hanging out, and they're like, you guys got to tell us what happened this weekend, and they're like, oh, there's three of us, and this woman came and saw us. We're like not even 18. This woman's like in her mid-20s or something.
This is problematic already.
Already problematic. He's like, hey, you guys like want to come hang out and like get some drinks or whatever. And now when you're like 17,
You're like, yeah.
yeah, somebody's like 25 or whatever, they're
Yeah.
attractive. You're like, sure, whatever. One of us is having sex. Like that's kind like that's where your mind is.
Oh,
you like,
hockey
am
teams
I
are so-
wrong?
No,
am
you're
I
not
wrong?
wrong. You're not
It's like how
wrong.
guys are. So they show up, and there's a kid, and they're just like,
What?
what's this? Like.
When you say there's a kid, what do you
Like clearly it's her child that she's kind of just
Yeah.
like left at her house,
Oh.
and they're like, okay, like even if the
Even
gross dudes,
17
yeah, even if the gross 17-year-olds on my team who are alcoholics, who were
Undeveloped
alcoholics,
17 alcoholic, underdeveloped prefrontal cortex, and you're still like, this isn't okay.
This isn't okay.
Nothing about this
and
is
then she's like,
feeling
you guys
okay.
want to drink? You want to hang out? And they're like, yeah, whatever. We're 17. We don't get
Oh
to
my
get beer.
God.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then this dude walks in,
This is so bad.
and they're like, who the fuck are you? Like to the kids,
Yeah.
and they're like, we just
We just got
here.
There's no funny to say we just got here explains nothing.
So I'm like, everybody's like, what happened next? Like, so the guy goes in his room to get his gun,
Oh my
and
god.
we all start running
oh my
out,
God.
and we run in the car, and we start driving, and we're like, okay, well, it's a fucked up situation. Dude's in the car behind them,
Oh my god.
chasing them down in his car, and like has his gun out at the kids, and is just screaming
These
like,
are
"Don't!"
people you know.
These are people I know,
Okay.
and this is their funny story
Yeah.
that they're telling.
Yeah.
And so they basically guy has a gun and like points it at them
Mhm.
and like looks at them as like don't ever come back, that
Yeah.
sort of thing, and then like turns around and drives back. And at the end of it, I was kind of like, so do you guys owe money?
Yeah,
Like,
what
I was like,
what
what's this story?
happens?
But they just wanted to say like, this is like we almost got shot. Like,
That's fucking crazy.
and most of the stories legitimately were like, I'm an alcoholic. Like they
Yeah.
just wanted to tell everybody, no, like I'm a full blown alcoholic at this point. I need to have like booze to get through the day.
oh my
And
god.
everyone's like 17, going to high school, like all this sort of shit.
It's listen, it's not okay. It's sad. But do picture somebody being like, I'm an alcoholic and pouring their heart and soul out to their locker room, and then somebody goes, okay, well, put $5 in the booze fund for later this year. Like, oh my god.
No, it's normally like I'm an alcoholic and really worried about my future. And somebody's like, I Supermaned my girlfriend this week, and everyone's like, oh yeah, like
Oh,
it's like
so
a
gross. So gross. I hope that in women's locker rooms it is exactly the same thing.
God, I
on
hope.
the flip side,
I hope.
I hope all of those gross sex terms are like very male centric.
Most of what like my hockey days were just guys telling me what gross sexual thing they
Yeah.
got away with. That's mostly what it
It's
is.
terrible.
I'm like, there's no way that doesn't affect you in the
It's
future. You're not like
terrible.
my life's
yeah,
terrible.
no, you're dragging your own self down on that one.
But yeah, that's my secret.
I didn't ask.
Lots
for
of
one.
hockey. The weirdest one, we were all like 16 and went to TGI Fridays,
Mhm.
and this woman comes in so drunk.
Yeah.
Her and another woman so drunk. This woman takes her shirt off and like presses her boobs
Oh my
against the
God.
glass. We're with our coach.
What? Okay.
And this woman comes over and starts grinding on one of our teammates because he looks like he's 30,
Yeah.
but he's really 18 and just
Yeah.
looks super old for his age or whatever. She starts grinding on him and kissing him.
Oh my god.
And the coach is like, "All right, this is the time when I have to like step
yeah,
in.
I have to do something.
I have to
here.
do something."
We're
and like
6 months removed from this being
we're in
statutory rape.
TGI Fridays in I think Indiana, where
Of course
this
you
like
are. TGI Fridays in Indiana is literally like if you. That's hell.
Yeah.
That's the
it's
worst
awful.
thing.
Jack
like,
Daniels is on everything.
It's on. There's
It's on
so-
everything.
There was some meeting years and years ago in a boardroom for TGI Fridays where CEO was like, "Put more Jack Daniels on our food," and
Tasted
somebody was like,
so bad.
"But sir, it's completely saturated." I said more Jack Daniels on our food.
a family restaurant where Jack Daniels is in everything.
TGI Fridays in Indiana was my first country hit.
Boom.
Nice.
Boom.
All of your hockey stories are like how much did you 17-year-old boys get hit on by full adult women?
All the time.
It's so messed up.
I think the weirdest thing is when like when you're doing junior hockey, you live with these parents, and every kid kind of knows. Not all the parents, but like half of them just want to like have sex.
Oh
with us.
my
And it's a very
God.
weird situation. Because I remember like there were teammates who were having sex with like the moms and stuff like that.
This is so fucked up. This is so fucked up.
So like there's hockey where you're killing people and doing this beautiful sport, and then there's everything outside of it.
and that's
That's the fun part. It's
that's
like,
the fun part.
That's the most interesting part. I don't care about hockey. I'm more interested in finding out if that guy had sex with that guy's wife, and that's why he attacked him in the locker room. That's interesting.
that
they've
does
won.
happen a lot in
They've
the
won.
NHL.
They've won 3 cups together, and
Yeah.
they've now just destroyed their team. Like that happens all the time.
Man,
That's the NHL.
That's the NHL.
video game we need.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god, yes, a video game where you just play only the behind the scenes stuff. You can play the game, but it gets progressively harder as you become a shittier person because all of your teammates know who you are.
It's. I want to hear the real stuff. It's like, hey, why isn't Brian playing today? He didn't do coke with us.
That's yeah. Wow, it's good to know that the NHL is exactly like the comedy world.
Yeah, it's exact. It's just except they encourage you to smoke marijuana, like the comedy world.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are my secrets.
This has been How well do you know your favorite video game? Oh my God, there's
A lot,
just
right?
So much. That's a lot. All right, listen, I made another game for you.
Okay.
I don't know if we've ever talked about this. There's a time during the 80s where movies weren't made script first; they were made title first.
For advertising.
Yeah, so somebody would be like Top Gun as a title. So you're like, fuck, I can imagine.
Who
that
was
being a
that? That
movie.
was a producer. That
Yeah.
guy, he would write it on paper
Mhm.
and just write titles and then be like, I'm going to make that.
Yeah, exactly. And then they'd have to form the script in the movie around it. They'd reverse engineer hit action movies. So it's time for a game called Reverse Engineer a Game from this title, like a 1980s action movie producer who snorts cocaine like it's the only thing keeping him alive. I'm going to give you a bunch of made-up titles from video games, and we're going to reverse engineer what we think these games are. You down?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Number 1, Mercy Kill, Operation Lockdown.
Woo! What was the name?
Mercy. Fuck, that's funny. Mercy Kill, Operation Lockdown.
Okay, so heavy metal's playing the whole
The
time.
whole, heavy metal
this
is
is a-
playing during the loading screen. During the if you pause the game, the metal gets louder.
This is a Doom Wolfenstein sort of start because
Mhm.
most Wolfenstein and Doom games are like you're about to die or you're caught in a
Yep.
jail cell or something. Now escape.
Yeah.
There's gonna be that, and then was it Overkill or was it the second?
Operation Lockdown.
Operation Lockdown. So that's essentially like I think you're on another planet
Mm-hmm.
like Doom, and you have to get out of jail because you're human.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Metal playing. You
And there's tons of babes.
Tons-
this
tons
right,
of
we're in the
babes.
'80s. I'm forgetting.
if
There's
we're in
cars
the 80s,
and
then we have to talk
Ferraris.
like gross 80s producers. There's fucking babes everywhere. There's fucking like babes. Is the
Babes. Are
funniest
there any
term.
babes around?
Yeah. Oh my god. It's so funny. It's the worst word.
Are there any nice ways of saying, without sounding like too lame, like will there be any ladies about? That's like creepier to me than like I'm gonna get some tonight.
Are there women present? I think is the most respectful way.
Does
we
he have
could
a
post-
Does he have a suit on? He has Doom weapons, in my opinion. So
Yeah,
like,
but-
he has like an electric weapon. and stuff like
He does. He's wearing jeans and the Boz's football jersey.
that. God, the Boz. Just look up the Boz, everybody, and be surprised.
Or just picture Duke Nukem. You got it.
well, it's just really funny because you're like, oh, that's the Boz. I mean, yeah, I get that's the Boz.
Yeah, it's the
like,
Boz.
this-
That's
of course,
absolutely
his
the
name would
Boz.
be the Boz.
All right, game number 2, Arson America.
Oh my God. So you just the world. America has broken down. You get more points by cocktail bombing things.
Molotov cocktailing things.
I don't think there's any more point to the game other than that.
No.
There's the Rockstar game. I can't remember the name of it where you just kill people. You go to the mall and you shoot people up. Do you remember this?
That's terrible.
Something. Oh God, I just had it on my tip of my tongue just now.
I mean, I was thinking Postal. Postal was the first thing that came to mind.
Right.
But it's you go through them all and other things. But whatever. That game. It's like that game.
I imagine that there's no way to die. You're just throwing Molotov cocktails, and every time you set a building on fire, the screen just goes arson, and it's like just all the game
Your
is.
character throws a cocktail Molotov, and every single time he's like, "What are we gonna do after?"
He's just like,
"What's the plan
what's
after
the
I
end game for this?
after we destroy everything?
Yeah.
Then what? We haven't thought that far."
Just the end game is you just hucking Molotov cocktails into the ocean, sadly contemplating what you've done, wondering what you did with your life.
It's just like the end of every Grand Theft Auto game.
Yeah.
Just like there's no point. Just go kill things.
All right, number 3, Tank Fist.
God, this game immediately got taken down.
Yeah.
It's a tank that is a fist, and man, are there a lot of holes in this game.
Oh. Moving on. All right. I don't want to go any further. Number 4.
What else do you guys think about tank fist?
I was thinking a tank that shoots giant fists at its enemies, or
This is the 80s.
That was it. That was it.
This
That's
is the
all I
80s.
had.
What do you
Yeah.
got to add? What do you
I
got
was
to add?
thinking more Titanfall, like a Titanfall style game, except more 80s.
Yeah.
More lasers.
Right.
But why
tigers,
tank
you know?
fist?
Can I tell you something? More sunglasses.
Thank
in any
you.
of these games.
Thank you.
In any of these games, there's no protective gear on the head. They're all just wearing sunglasses, and you can tell that underneath their flak jacket is a ski jacket, and the collar is up. That's what I'm picturing.
I don't know how they shoot motors with machine guns with one hand.
Yeah.
I don't get how you can do that.
You don't do
You
that.
just blow out your arm
Nobody
immediately.
does that. Number 4, Night School, The Revengeing.
Okay. So this is a game where you just answer questions and you think it's going to get better, but it
Mhm.
does not. It just stays answering questions. What could you have done with your life better?
Yeah.
Why are you going to school at night? And that's not against people who need to go to school at night and take care of the things. That's just in general of, I guess, the white community. Is that weird?
Privileged community.
Rich, privilege.
So, I mean,
of
yeah,
just yeah.
rich white people just don't have to think about it. But
I
yeah.
feel like I say white people. It's like, well, maybe other people are like, no.
I mean,
he said it.
it's funny because you gotta say it. You gotta make a privileged sandwich. You gotta
Yeah.
go white people. Well, privileged people, white people, and that's how you know like you've gone full circle. Did I say the right thing? No, here's the right thing. Oh wait, I did. Unfortunately, I didn't
Is
say
it
the right
community
thing.
just based on, hey, you all fucked up and there's a reason you're all here?
The opening lines to Community are one of my favorite things. Like, now you may have heard that community college is for, high school athletes that didn't pay attention or people with drug problems, the elderly circling the drain, and middle-aged divorcees who don't know what to do with themselves.
Oh, it has such a
But to
negative
that I
view.
say, and then he flips the card and goes, "Good luck." Oh, there's a page missing. Somebody look around. But they show like
How
Troy,
terrible it
then
is.
Annie,
Yeah.
then Pierce, and then Shirley, like as all stopping, being like, "Hey." Very, very fun opening. Number 5, Shoots and Ladders.
It's kind of got a twist.
Yep.
It's literally, I don't know what this would actually be.
Can I tell you what I think about?
Please.
It's a group of firefighters who fight fire with guns.
Yeah.
Who shoot bullets at fires. That's the only.
It's got one level.
It's got.
and you
and-
always lose.
And that level is titled Arson America.
Something about a firefighter with a machine gun shooting at fire while it's around. He's like, "There's too many of them."
It's so funny. All wearing sunglasses, no gear, just wearing the firefighter boots and pants, a ski jacket and glasses. He's got cocaine on his nose.
You go. I'll set him
Like,
up.
his last words were like, "Tell my wife about my girlfriend." Like, he's a real piece of shit.
I also imagine it's very fast paced. Like I think in Titanfall 2 was it where you can like
You
slide
can
on
glide,
walls?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So he's just doing parkour before people know what parkour is.
You have to have way slip your pants on to be doing some of the things he's doing. He's like in the mall on concrete and sliding around and stuff.
You heard it here first. You got to have way slip your pants on. Questions or number 6, good cop, catapult cop.
And it's just one cop who's like, "We should bring him in." The other cop's like, "We should catapult him."
No, I think the
and
other
it's just an argument the,
the
whole
other
time.
cop is just an inanimate catapult in a cop's outfit with sunglasses and cocaine on its nose. Can I tell you how many iterations of this I went through?
I mean, anything that is a sentient thing is always
It's so-
hilarious. It's
first of
always
all,
very funny.
good cop, tank cop was a possibility. Good cop, gun cop. Good cop, pie cop. Good cop, 2 dogs in a trench coat cop.
Something about a catapult being in a living room, a giant ass catapult, and his wife's like, "I don't trust you anymore. You
Yeah.
out there with?" He's like, ugh, trying to
Yeah.
grab his
He's
jacket.
like, "You don't know what my life is like." Number 7, Deep State Jake.
Oh my god, this game's about my brother. My brother's name is Jake. I don't know
That's
if he actually
true.
thinks those things, but that's about my brother.
Number 8, Russia.
Oh my god. This is a game where you can only move backwards.
Oh my god. Oh, wow. Yeah.
Man, we're gonna get a lot of Russians.
Yeah, wow, that's fucking. Oh man, it's just so funny how many countries you could say that about. All right, I'm not gonna lie to you. This next one I'm really proud of.
Okay.
Number 9, Camp Gonna Wanna Stab Ya.
This is the video game Jason's based off of.
Yeah. Take a second and appreciate how dumb that title is.
No, it's very funny.
It's very dumb.
It's very.
I'm gonna
very
say it
dumb.
again because I was so happy with
Yeah.
it. Camp Gonna Wanna Stab Ya. And finally, number 10, reverse engineer this game, Keith. Space on Fire.
So firefighters are in space with
Sure.
guns.
Yeah, sure,
and
why
shooting
not?
the fire.
Why not?
And they're like, "What do you want us to do?" He's like, "Go out without me. I'll hold him off." And he never wins.
And then I like to think that there's always one guy who's like, how is there fire in space? There can't be. And they're like, shh.
Can I ask a firefighter question?
Yeah.
And neither of you could probably answer
Sure.
it. Why
know.
Dalmatians?
Dalmatians are crazy dogs.
Now, I know that you just threw Dalmatians under the bus. What? Why did
I'll throw 'em in a fire.
Why
They're
did
insane
firefighters pick them as
I
their?
think it's a Matt Bronner joke where if you were to throw like a stick and play fetch with a Dalmatian, it would come back with one of its own legs in its mouth and just be like, what next? Like they're just fucking crazy.
They are
dogs.
crazy ass dogs.
That's
don't
true
know.
of most dogs.
Do you think they use them to make sure that there's a fire? Like that dog's got a nose,
I don't know.
and they bring it with them onto a
Is
house
that
that's
still a-
totally on fire, and they're like, "Dog's right, that thing is on fire."
I think they just hate Dalmatians and they want to bring them to
Go in
fires.
it, go save
Go,
people. What a
go.
fucking
Let's
idiot!
take off. Let's get out of here. Nothing about the last 20 minutes of this podcast has been okay, and I'm down with it. This has been Reverse Engineer a
Oh.
game from this title, like a 1980s action movie producer who snorts cocaine like it's the only thing
Which
that's keeping
was
him
your
alive.
favorite of my responses?
I mean, Russia was devastatingly funny. Is the problem? I really liked. I think I liked all of them,
Mm-hmm.
but if we have to make one of these games, I suggest we make it Good Cop, Catapult Cop.
I would just want to watch the cutscenes. I wouldn't care
Yeah, I
about
don't
the
give a
game
shit.
at all.
I don't give a shit about it. I wrote a sketch years ago that I performed once called Good Cop, Pie Cop,
Yeah.
where it was just me doing good cop, bad cop, and I was accusing a pie of murdering somebody. I was doing an interrogation, and the pie never spoke. But then at one point, there was a punch sound effect, and I flew back against the wall, and I had a blood capsule, and it popped. And I was just bleeding in my mouth. I was just like, the pie just kicked my ass for like 30 seconds. We're just standing there on a plate in the middle of the stage. It's not a good sketch. Anyway,
Do you ever? How many variations of good cop, bad cop can you do?
all of them.
Just there's so many variations.
I mean, there's original good cop, bad cop. There's good cop, literal bad cop, like a cop who's bad at
Who's
his
just
job.
like, we know you didn't do it. That
Yeah.
sort of thing.
I used to have a bit that I would do is just good cop just saw Avatar for the first time cop.
That's funny.
And it was just somebody being like, listen, man, we know it wasn't you.
And the other
You're a
being
guy
like,
who was in the wrong place at the wrong time. And I just stormed and go, have you guys seen James Cameron's Avatar? I saw it last night. It's crazy.
fucking gunned him with a knife.
Yeah.
When that robot took out a knife, I'm like, oh, your metal hands couldn't crush
Yeah,
this
it's the
person?
dumbest.
It's the dumbest thing
That
in the world.
Avatar is a terrible movie.
And they're going to make 8 more of them.
Why?
4, 5,
Who
6?
cares?
Like 4 or 5.
Who?
Same thing
What
for.
are they going to do? Write Pocahontas 3, 4, and 5 again? What are they going to do? There's no story. It's just
No.
like, here's this thing you creepers want to have sex with.
Also-
the story wasn't good.
Also, that was fucking like 12 years
Yeah.
ago. Like, it's
We've
gone.
got a whole land now, though.
It's gone.
It's something about seeing Titanic. Being like, I can't wait to see what this guy does next. Oh, this blue person's gonna fuck something.
Yeah. That's all it is. Also, imagine just being like, ooh, Thin Red Line 2 just came out. Why?
Okay.
Do we have, like,
Oh, it's so funny.
do we have final thoughts on Counter-Strike? I don't even know how long we've been recording.
How long are we recording?
Almost an hour.
Almost an hour. And I've got a few little things.
Okay.
Do we have any final thoughts on Counter-Strike? Because, I mean, it's still to this day one of the most popular shooters on Steam.
I don't think there's like, there's a game coming out from an old CS Pro who's just kind of like, hey, this other game's kind of like the updated version of it. Because
Yeah.
I played the new Counter Strike, and I'm just like not. The charm is gone.
Yeah.
And it's weird to say about a game where you kill people, but the charm is like gone. Like it doesn't feel special to me anymore. I feel like I'm going through the motions when I play it, and I just am not a fan of it as much as I used to be. Again, because I also think it has to do with PC games. I just like want better PC computer.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's kind of like I wish something overtook it. There is Overwatch. There are other games. But is anybody playing Call of Duty like competitively?
I don't know.
Like there
Those
are, but
exist,
like we
yeah.
don't. Like it's Overwatch and League
But it's
of
like, do we
Legends and
care is
Counter
kind of the
Strike
question.
and stuff like that.
There's also no personalities
Yeah.
coming out of that world.
In what world?
The
Of, like,
Call of Duty world. That is
Yeah.
kind of the thing. Like, I feel like this game existed in a time where gaming was democratized, was a democracy, right?
Yeah.
And like that, so you can have your server, and we're all having fun. It's this community thing.
And there's also world servers. So it's
Yeah.
like let's go jump into a Russian server and play them.
That's crazy.
So you could like go over and be like, hey, do you guys want to play our clan?
Mhm.
And then we'll just all have like a private match.
That's
together.
awesome.
So like shit like that was really cool. The
And now
best team in CPL is all German. They're
Yeah.
not American or anything like that.
now it feels like everything is more money based.
Yeah.
And so it's like we have these influencers, these figures. There needs to be a personality. It's like that's not what gaming was. I think that's bad for gaming. Long term, I think it's like
Well, it's bad for us as consumers if developers just think, oh, we got to make a popular competitive game, and
Right.
that's all that matters. Then
Yeah.
we'll get less. Because we were talking to our friend who's supposed to come on the show today.
it's never going to be here.
Talking to him about like, hey, all these network shows that they just give pilots away to these
Right.
people who just make the same show over and over again. He's like, well, it's better for them to make the same show over and over again because they might get another office.
Mhm.
They're way more encouraged to make the same shit instead of new stuff because they're like, this still might have that chance of hitting
It's,
instead of this other show.
It's known as wildcatting.
Yeah,
It's this term in oil.
because there's like, I thought it was gonna be all these sports teams are called the
No.
Wildcats.
No, it's literally if there are certain ways of digging for oil in the world, and
Yeah.
some ways are like you do a lot of research on the topographical stuff for the region. You figure out where you think your best chance to strike oil
Yeah.
is, and then there are people who just like I will invest $100 million to dig in 100 random places, and if one of them hits, it pays for everything, and then the next round.
So to them, they're like, if we hit oil, it's when we hit oil.
Yeah.
This will all be paid for.
Right, exactly.
That's
So they're
great.
like, I'm fine to waste all this money on bullshit nobody wants, and that won't be successful because if 1 out of 100 hits, it paid for everything.
And to me, that means you must have so much fucking money
Yes.
because there's no way anybody else would gamble this gamble
Exactly.
and like think that's gonna be fine.
Wildcatting in oil is just like only the richest motherfuckers do that.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
I haven't played Overwatch in a while, and I don't know. It looks the same.
it looks the same.
They haven't added much to it. 2's
Yeah.
coming out. What do you think, Aristotle? What do you think about 2 coming out?
What do you think
I
about
don't
2,
know.
Aristotle?
I'm nervous and excited. The whole point of what I loved about Overwatch was there's no like having to build up your skill set,
Yeah.
or find the weapon. It's like this character has everything
Has
that you're ever
superpowers,
gonna have.
basically, yeah.
Well, the superpowers, but like it's not your Reinhardt isn't going to be different from the other Reinhardt.
Yeah.
Right.
It just depends on how you play
Yeah.
as that Reinhardt.
Yeah, I dig that. I wish Blizzard wasn't a terrible company, but I get that.
They're just making bad choices. It has nothing to
Yeah.
even do with like the China thing anymore. Now I just think they're just a bad company, and
yeah,
I know
they're
people
bad
will be
at
like,
being a company.
Activision this and this and this, and I'm like, I know, but still,
Yeah.
still they're gonna release games people aren't gonna be that excited about. But whatever.
Keith,
Yeah, let's do it.
do you want a Final 5? Because I
course.
wrote a Final 5
Of course,
for you.
of course.
You ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Question 1. What's the worst title for a video game you've ever seen?
Tank Fist.
It's got to be a real one.
Coming
Coming soon.
soon. The worst game title. Duke Nukem.
Is that? It might be.
Just why Duke? Poop
'Cause it rhymes
nuclear
with nuke.
bombs. Poop and nuclear bombs.
It's a terrible name. Question 2. Fuck, marry, kill. Mario, Link, Sonic. Hmm.
Well, Sonic is a sexual icon,
Mhm.
so I'll pick him. Mario.
To what?
What?
To what?
Oh, to have sex with.
Yeah, there you go.
Because it's come on, guys.
Yeah.
Come on.
He's a
You guys
sexual
ever
icon.
you guys ever Googled Sonic?
Often.
Don't do it.
Often.
Don't do it.
I will Google Sonic.
You should do
What?
it. Don't do it. Have you not Googled? Do you not know Sonic's like a sex meme?
There's so much like
basically?
fan art where it's just like he is overly sexualized. That's
I
why
didn't-
when the
I didn't
when the
know that.
poster came out originally for the movie, they're like, "Why is his crotch on display?" Like you guys are feeding into it. It's gross.
Kill
Okay, Mario.
Kill Mario. Marry Link.
Hell yeah. Question 3. What one food should everybody learn to cook?
Eggs.
Yeah.
If you can't make a good egg, I really don't have hopes for you to make anything else.
Boom.
And I don't mean that in a shitty way. Like
Yeah.
I don't mean like the perfect, but like if you can make eggs, then you can have like the understanding of like making other foods.
Keith makes he makes an egg where he makes his own jalapeno honey butter and then bastes his egg in that butter, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
So
It's really easy.
yeah.
And then the Gordon Ramsay scrambled egg we
Oh,
can
yeah.
make and stuff. But there's just like I think people are scared of cooking.
Yeah.
In genuinely, it's weird how many people I meet who are in their 30s, and I think in your 20s it's like less weird, but in your 30s they're like, I don't know how to cook at all, and I'm like,
Yeah.
it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
I'm like, you should be able to kind of like.
You should definitely be able to
Do you know how to
cook.
make eggs? And they're like, not really. I'm like, you don't know how to make butter and eggs. Like, there's
Yeah.
nothing to it. You don't want to try.
All right, question 4. What one aspect of the real world do you wish was true in the video game world? I'm flipping it. You see that? I flipped it.
Stop playing the game. Like the game just takes a break from the game.
That's so funny.
Like it just
the
like,
game's like, I'm tired. I need to take a day
Yeah,
for myself.
like what's up with you, that sort of thing. But I think that would be an interesting. I think it's just me trying to say that most things in gaming that they have terrible timing.
yeah.
And I think a lot of RPGs I connect with them because like you're on this quest. Oh no, this other thing's happening. Help them, and like it just kind of changes it
Yeah.
up. So you're just not
Changes the pace.
like it's so smart in Final Fantasy, and all these games have mini games
Mhm.
with inside them because that's when you are taking a break. When
Yeah.
you're doing Gwent and you're playing cards, when you're
Yeah.
doing Blitzball, it's like you're just taking
You're
a break.
relaxing.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. And question 5. Give yourself a nickname based on the style that you play video games. Your personal play style.
This is hard to do.
To give yourself a nickname?
No, that's not hard because I was gonna do Queefy Queef, but that's what my family calls me.
What?
They call me Queefy.
No.
Yes,
Wait, what?
Queefy. Jenna does it,
Do
but not
they-
in a insensitive.
Do they know
What?
what that word means?
Maybe not my parents. My parents just call me Keithy.
Okay.
They call me Keithy. Like Jenna, like goes Queef Queef, and she starts laughing to herself. And like, how do you not laugh? Like I laugh because she's the sweetest, funniest person in the world, and she says it in a purposely cute, silly way.
What?
But
The
like, it's
first
video.
time-
But it's video games.
The first time they called you that, were you like, what the fuck?
No, first time I got called that in children's school. And I was
What?
like, oh shit, this isn't gonna be good for my life. Like I was just like, I put it together. I was like, oh no. And now so many people. Have you not been around me? People call me that.
No.
I get called that all the time. Because people are like, it's so close to queef, and I'm like, okay.
That's not a good enough reason to say it.
But that's what I get like called. That's the nickname. I like Keithy Keith or Queef Queef is like the one I get. I'm sorry. Is that
You
offensive?
should be. No.
I don't know
I'm
what
just,
to tell. Like, it's so close to my name. People say it all the
I'm
time.
just like, I'm trying to think, because basically it's just a schoolyard taunt that's stuck.
yeah, because I think my nickname for gaming will be like, I'll get you. Like I may be
like that.
I may be bad now, but oh boy,
I'll get you.
I'm gonna get you.
I'll get you.
Which is like games like Counter Strike.
Yeah.
WoW. Most games, most ways I learn, I'm like, I just have to do it a bunch. And
Yeah.
I'll be bad at it, but I'll get you.
There's nothing funnier than signing onto a server and seeing "I'll get you" from Queefy Queef.
Honestly, like there are some games I have like legitimate beefs with someone, and we don't even talk to each other.
Mhm.
Like you're just playing a game, you're like, I don't fucking like that Reinhardt. Like
Yeah.
it's just like, and you can tell that they'll attack you, and like you're like, oh, we have a beef with each
Yeah.
other. Like
Yeah.
I killed you as Hanzo too many times, and you're like, fuck this Hanzo.
Yeah,
And it
absolutely.
just turns into it's like I've had so many battles with people where I'll like take them away from the main battle and like just do a one-on-one with them. and
That's
that
so
sort of thing.
good.
But yeah, my favorite curse word is
Say it.
allegiance.
It's a good World of Warcraft joke in there. All right. I'm
good.
satisfied with this Counter-Strike
Oh, he's satisfied.
dive, unless you got something else you want to say.
About Counter-Strike?
Yeah.
No, go
It's
check
a
out.
monumental game.
Just go play the Half-Lives. I don't recommend playing Counter-Strike. In general, if you're by yourself or if you're not playing with people that
Right.
are friendly, because guys, I think online gaming is way more toxic than console
yes.
gaming. And so I don't really recommend those types of games unless you are just in a cool server or whatever.
Yeah.
But people just talk shit
Yeah.
nonstop. And so
People is hurt.
but I still recommend go get Valve, go check out Half-Life, go check out all those games, go check out Portal. Like this is just strictly like go check out
The other games.
go
the-
check out Valve.
Yeah.
Go check them out.
We've been on a real Valve kick. We did both Half-Lives. We did Counter-Strike now.
But they sell so many indie games for nothing. Their sales are
On
on
Steam.
constantly. When they
Yeah.
have the Steam sale, they literally just give away all of their games.
Yeah.
I think I have like 70 games I haven't played yet, but they're like,
that's
you
their
just
entire
want these?
thing. It's just like, it doesn't matter. Here's $3. Go buy it.
And the cool thing about it is if you have a Valve account, you keep the games forever. You move on to another computer, you do something else. They're on
Yeah, they're
Mac
still
as
there.
well. It's just there. All your stuff's there.
That's the
Wait,
best.
What if?
What if?
Let the listeners chime in and let them yell at you. But what if you did an episode about Steam? Just the history of Steam.
You want me to do
we
that?
could do that.
You want me to talk about
When you
Gabe?
wanna- Airsoft.
Is that what you want to hear?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we could do that. Why are you bringing this up now?
Because
why
I
are
just
you
thought
bringing
of
this
it.
up now, bro?
I
Why are you
just thought
chiming
of
in, bro? Airsoft, talk to me.
You should do
Why
an
are you
episode
Why are you chiming in now?
Is that what we should do next week?
Or whenever.
Is that what you do
Is
next
that no?
week?
Is that what you're doing? We're asking.
I'm sorry, I can't stop.
He can't stop.
I'm just asking. Do you
We're
think
just
that's
asking.
what we should do
Is that what
next
you
week?
do? Is that your opinion?
It could
If
be
that's your
everyone's
opinion,
It's
He's
not. It's
coming.
not everybody's opinion. I think
What
I think most of our listeners play consoles anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but Steam is still interesting. It has
Yeah.
an interesting history.
No,
and
I know,
think
I
I
its evolution-
refuse.
I just wanted to do a bit where I interrupted you like a toddler is just the lowest form of comedy.
What's gonna be sadder? Tell everybody about Valve or our America's Army episode. Which one?
America's Army.
Yeah.
for sure.
I like a lot. I like a lot.
You had to think about it.
I think the America's Army episode will be sadder than if we ever do a Ted Bundy episode.
That guy made a great game. God, I can't knock him for that.
Oh my God.
Oh man, where do you drop this van off?
Oh, there's a Netflix joke in there somewhere, but I don't want to get at it. Do you want to get out of here, Keith?
Let's get out of here,
Guys, Counter-Strike
Counter-Strike.
1.6.
And guys, and before we go,
Mhm.
we're doing videos.
Yeah.
The whole video of the last episode is completely on right now. We talked about Aladdin. It's on YouTube. It's on Twitch. I put it up yesterday in full form. And this video and podcast will do the same thing. So when you guys see Tuesday, go to New Player Pod. I'll put it on.
Yeah, we'll figure it
I'll
out.
figure it out. But
we'll figure
we
it
have
out.
videos available. Go check out Aladdin we have right now.
There you go.
There you go.
Keith,
Jesse,
Aristotle,
Yes.
Counter-Strike.
he said that like he doesn't know the episode. He said that.
Let's get out of
Let's
here.
leave.
This is New Player Has Joined. Goodbye.